on everyone? Gilman with Live Wealthy, back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels to look out for, and what the future for the Apple stock could look like. So real quick, if you enjoyed these, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel as I'm trying to grow. It really helps me out. And comment down below if you are in Apple or how this week has been for you trading Apple. We've had a couple of consecutive green days, which is not something I was expecting going into the election, but hey, we'll take it nonetheless. So let me move over to my computer and hit the one-day chart, and what we see here is we were up $4.08, third consecutive green day. If you remember my video for this week, I was kind of staying on the sidelines trying to see how we would play through the election. I was especially surprised when we pushed up the first time, especially leading into the election. Not only that, but when we were up yesterday with the uncertainty of the election, and now we're up again. And we don't have a clear victor yet, right? There's some states leaning a certain way, but we don't know for sure until all the votes are counted. So it's just really kind of interesting to see what the market is doing. Then again, it's 2020, so can't really question anything. Getting to the analysis though, what we see is, we were up $4.08, which is about 355 basis points, 3.55%. And another 27 cents keeps changing. So it doesn't really matter after hours right now because, it'll probably change by the time this video goes live or you guys watch it. So point is, we're up 3.5% today. The NASDAQ was up 2.5%. The Dow was up 535 points. Again, taking a look at, Dow's 5-day chart, nothing but uptrending, right? Same with the S&P 5-day chart, uptrending, up 2% today. For Apple, another great day, taking a look at the 5-day chart, starting 11/3, which was Tuesday, right? What we see is, after that little down day on Monday, if I were to draw a line from here to here, great uptrending chart. So let's move to the daily chart, right? Because that's what we like to look at and kind of focus in on. And what we'll see is, I want to point out a couple of things actually. What we see now is we've made kind of 3 consecutive green days. Like I said, it's been kind of surprising that it's come at the time of the election and all the uncertainty around the election. But you know what? We'll take it. So one thing that I do want to point out is, actually, let me go on the one-day chart because it'll probably say better. So if you guys remember, I've had these 117, they're at 119.02, but it's 117, 119, and 121.50 because those are the points where the stock has taken some time to consolidate. Now, let's take a look at, yesterday when we ended in the 115s, right? Or excuse me, yesterday we ended in the 115s. After hours, kind of trending up. Then we gapped up, in pre-market today, and we were pushing up. So what you'll see is we broke into this 117 range and we were above it. Then we were hitting. Guess where we made it to, right? We made it to the high 118s, weren't able to break this channel, came back down. When we opened, we fell. Now the key thing to notice here is we basically bounced perfectly off of this horizontal line that I've drawn, this channel that I've drawn. And again, I've drawn this a while ago, so I'm not just drawing this and telling you, hey, I knew this was going to happen, right? Feel free to watch my previous videos. But the reason I say that is because it perfectly bounced, which is kind of good and bad, right? Good because it kind of validates my point of, we are in this sort of channel now, right? And that these should be good support and resistance points, the 117, 119, 120, 150, because the stock has previously taken a lot of time to consolidate in that range. Not only that, but it also goes to show, it also goes to show us that, as long as we are above the 117s, the 117 will be support, but also that, we might have some trouble breaking the 119s. As you could see, the one time we went in the morning, we came back. So kind of just what happened, we fell to the 117s, we pushed up, broke the 119s, came back down, we're like right below the VWAP, came back, and then we pushed up, broke VWAP. And then the other thing I want to point out is anytime we went kind of above this 119s, right, we came back down. So that's sort of my next sort of lookout, right? It's 2 things. A, are we going to break this 119, and is the 119 now going to be support rather than resistance? Meaning, once we break 119, will we then bounce off of the 119 and continue higher, or will we struggle to break and then maybe push back towards the 117? That's the first point. The other thing that I sort of want to show is take a look at these candles, okay? And the one thing that I want to point out is, you know, we took, let's see, so we are what, in the 119s right now. Last time we were started in the 119s, it was 1020. So from 1020 to 1102, which is about 12 days, right, is how long it took us to go down that amount, to go down from 119s to where we were in the 108s, 107s, wherever. We've recovered that in 3 days. So that's sort of concerning for me, right? 3 consecutive green days, we've gapped up, we've pushed higher, we gapped up, we pushed higher. I mean, look at these candles, right? These candles are great to look at, but from a technical analysis perspective can be kind of scary because we've moved up a little bit too much too fast, which could mean some profit taking for those of you guys that are aware of that concept, right? It goes up $10 in 3 days. Someone who bought 3 days ago is now up like 8 to 10%. They might want to sell out and look for a pullback. Just something to keep in mind. We do have the election uncertainty. Something could still happen there. I think overall it's good news because I think the Senate is supposed to be Republican and so far Biden's winning. So that could mean a gridlock, which, you know, is overall meaning no one's like in full control. So, but anyway, so that's one thing to look out for. Those 3 levels, and then let's take a look at some of our indicators, right? So we've got the moving averages down at 116.22 and 116.24. If we were to break out of the 117 channel, which again, if we see that selling off that I'm talking about, we could see that happening. And then let's take a look at some of the EMAs. So again, they're all the way down there, just shows you how fast we've moved. So we've got 3 between the 8, 21, and 34 in the 114s, 114.22, 114.83, and 114.85. And then we've got one at 113. So that 113 support should hold if we were to make it down there, unless, you know, it's a crazy sell-off or a crazy market uncertainty, then, you know, we don't see that holding. And then we've got some in the 114s. Now, I would like to see the stock kind of closer to the AEMA. That doesn't necessarily mean the stock has to fall to the AEMA, right? If the stock continues kind of where it is, the AEMA will catch up. It'll take 8 days for the stock, technically trading sideways, for it to kind of be where the stock is. So I'd like to see that happen, and that gives me a little bit of comfort that the stock is riding the AEMA rather than it being super separated from it. But, you know, with that, you know, kind of points to watch out for. Now we've had, again, 3 green days. So could we see a little bit of selling pressure? Potentially. Could we see a Friday fade? Potentially. But just something to keep in mind. Again, the NASDAQ, let me zoom out on the NASDAQ and point something out if I can. Get rid of the indicators here. But, you know, we're fast approaching this high point of 11,965 that we set all the way back in 1012. At which we saw a huge, or not a huge sell-off, right? Because we recovered that pretty fast. So we've had this huge run up, but this kind of elongated from 1012 to 1030, 3-week long painful process of us downtrending. Just something to keep in mind. We're approaching that really fast. We went up 300 points today. So tomorrow we'll hit that. I mean, if we continue up, we'll hit that 11,965. If we break it and close above it, great news, we push up. If we don't break above it, it gets rejected, maybe some sell-off. Just something to keep in mind. The reason I want to point that out is it's fun to look at green, 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 but when it's too much green too fast, it's also kind of scary. And don't go all in thinking, you know, Apple is going to go nothing but up. It could very well continue and go another $10 in 3 days, but it could just as easily go down to where it was before, or maybe the 115s, somewhere around that point. Just kind of wanted to throw that out there. So, I mean, I'm hoping for another green day tomorrow, but if there is a Friday fade or a little bit of selling off, I wouldn't be too surprised, and I also wouldn't be too scared because it's part of the overall process. As long as, you know, we're sort of making those gains, that's all I really care about. But, you know, we are making higher highs and higher lows. The speed with which we're doing it is kind of scary. Not to say it can't continue, but that's all I had for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like on the video, comment down below if you are in Apple or if you've enjoyed this run over the past 3 days, and subscribe to my channel if you are new. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys are all having an amazing week, and I hope you guys all have an amazing end to your week. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.